Hey everyone, I'm just picking myself up and dusting myself off again. It's Tremia and I'm back home from the hospital. Not an expected trip, but what hospital stay is. And I'm doing better than I was a week ago. I want to try to make this video short and sweet, but informative. I ended up with C-Diff, Colitis, and Candida Esophogitis. So basically my whole GI tract was infected from one end to the other. C-Diff is one of the superbugs that's antibiotic resistant. So that's kind of worrisome. And then the yeast infection was totally unexpected, but I mean it went all the way down into my gut and everything. I haven't eaten for today for 2 weeks, other than if you count like 2 bites of a soup one day and 2 bites of mashed potatoes one day, and that was just because for me to leave the hospital they said I had to eat, poop, and breathe on my own, in which I was on oxygen and was doing a lot better on oxygen. But the C-Diff colitis, people that are immunosuppressed, have been on long-term antibiotics and such, it's not an uncommon thing, not a pleasant thing. There's no nice way to put it except it's just massive bloody diarrhea, and I'm talking about like 10 times a day. And then I started throwing up, and then it got to the point there was nothing left in my body, and dry heaving I think is worse than actually throwing up. But 2 weeks ago, this coming Thursday, we went to the ER, and we thought it wasn't the one that my GI doctor practices at, and so that didn't end up working out too well. And we go in there and explain, stem cell transplant, immunosuppressed, yada yada yada. They got my pain under control, and they go, yeah, you got blood in your stool after examining me, and sent me home. No antibiotic, no nausea medicine, no extra pain medicine to help, nothing. Just sent me home. And so that was Thursday night. We got home about 3 a.m. Finally got a hold of my GI doctor, because we've been trying for a couple of days to get a hold of him, but found out later he was out of town. And he said, I believe it's a C-Diff and infection, so I'm going to start you on Flagyl. And it was like 54 pills or 60 pills, and 4 a day, and you have to take them till they're completely gone. And you don't stop it, you don't miss it. This is hard to get rid of. And so I started taking them Saturday. That was on Friday. Didn't eat Saturday at all, so things kind of calmed down. As long as I wasn't irritating anything, it was better. But I couldn't keep water down either. And then it got to the point I couldn't keep my medicine down. And I have to be able to keep my medicine down because of adrenal insufficiency. I have to be able to keep that steroid down. And also, we like to keep our pain medicines down to keep us out of any undue pain. And I couldn't keep anything down, so we headed back to the Wright Hospital on Sunday, and they placed me into the hospital. Also, I was put on TPN, which is total parenteral feeding, which, okay, usually it goes down the tube through your nose, and they feed you that way. But my new port is called a power port, and through that port, because you think they can do anything through a port, but they can't. They're very limited. It's usually just limited to your infusion, and maybe some they can do blood draws out of and some they can't. But this port, they can do feedings, they can do your chemo, they can do CAT scans, they can do the contrast through it, they can do just your regular medications, they can draw blood, they can do everything. It's a power port. So if you're going to get a port, make sure you get one of those, because the other ones You know, they're good, but they can't do everything that you need it to do. And if I didn't have that port, they would have had to done the PICC line, either the main one or the one in my arm. So thank God, because I hate those. Oh, I hate those. And so I was on the feeding from, I guess they started that on Sunday night, Sunday until Saturday, and didn't know how much it was affecting me and how good it was for me. But when they were releasing me Saturday, they have to wean you off of it, because they said if you don't, you'll crash and burn, meaning that you'll go hypoglycemic, and then all those electrolytes that your body's been getting and loving and everything, it's just gone. So they weaned me off of it all day. And we got home Saturday night, and about 2 hours after we got home, I crashed and burned. And, you know, we got some sugar in me, and which didn't help. My stomach was killing, you know. I'm still not eating what I can do now is a clear liquid diet, basically, which is I can keep water down, because at one point, you know, I couldn't keep water, couldn't keep ice cubes, couldn't do nothing. Then they moved me up to a full liquid diet, which is basically everything dairy. I mean, it's like pudding, cream of mushroom soup, cream of chicken soup, cream of tomato soup, cream of this, cream of that. And the dairy, I've never had a problem with dairy, but when your stomach's in this shape, I was having a problem. So, like, clear liquids is basically what I'm capable of doing right now. Yesterday I got down a bottle of water, a bottle of Gatorade, and a half a bottle of Ensure. And I'm taking the Ensure when I have to take my medicines to kind of coat my stomach, because otherwise it's killing me. So I'm just not having any fun. They ended up doing the scopes on me on Tuesday morning, and they did the upper and the lower. And you know you've been sick when they don't have to prep you for a colonoscopy. I'd done my own prep over the few days, and I was totally cleaned out. The doctor thought he'd only make it halfway through, just enough to get in there and get some biopsies to figure out what was going on, but he said he'd got a full colonoscopy done. And so I had the C-Diff, colitis, which is inflammation of the colon from the infection, and once it gets bad enough to where you're bleeding and everything, your colon is inflamed. And I have Candida Esophogitis, which is inflammation of my esophagus due to yeast infection, which we had no idea. You know, so I'm just infected from one end to the other. I'm on vancomycin and diflucan, and I probably got another week's worth of each one of those to take. And Phenergan for nausea, and just my regular pain medicine. I do have a stomach spasm medicine that after I take my prednisone, especially in the morning, I have to take it because that medicine's killing my stomach. I've lost over 20 pounds. Don't recommend doing it this way. It's rough and it's hard, and I don't know if I already said it, but the C-Diff, you know, is one of the superbugs that, you know, the antibiotics. It's my water bottle. I'll get it out of my hands. You know, it's resistant to antibiotics, and so they said, don't be surprised after I finish this vancomycin that a week later, if I start it again, and just to call them and we'll start all over. And they say it can take up to a year to get rid of it. I can't imagine being that sick at that end for that long. They thought the Candida would clear up a lot quicker than it has, because it's snow white all the way down to my stomach, and it's no fun. But thank you everybody for, you know, I know I went MIA and people were asking where I was at, and I did try to make a video or two in the hospital to upload, but when I watched them, it was just too much of me being in the hospital, and sitting there because it was our hospital. It's so hot in Oklahoma. The air conditioning wasn't keeping up with cooling off the hospital during the day, and my room was getting to be like 80 degrees in the day. And so we had a fan in there, and I'd get ice packs. So I had ice packs on my head or around my chest trying to keep me cool. And it looked too much like when my face, and I just couldn't watch them, let alone upload them and all that kind of stuff. But while I was in the hospital, Dwayne went and checked my post office box. Because like, if you guys don't know, on my channel page, I have a post office box listed. Like if you want to write me a letter, because I like letters, I like Happy Mail, it's there. But he went and there's this postcard. Isn't it beautiful? And it's from the Isle Maurice or Mauritius. I can't read it or pronounce it. But it's from June, a YouTube subscriber. And it was sent on February 6th. And I just got it in July. So don't ever give up on postcards, people. So, but June, I can't put your name with your YouTube name because you put YouTube subscriber but not your YouTube name. And I recognize the name June, but I can't put all the pieces together. So let me know who you are and thank you. And every time I get a card or a piece of mail, I try to, I hope I'm doing it, getting everybody. You know, I'll send you a note. It'll, according to how I feel, it'll be a message, or I might even send you a handwritten note. But, you know, thanking you and telling you, you know, that I appreciate you thinking of me. But if for some reason that I haven't, let me know so I can say yes I did or no I didn't receive that. And because I want to start trying to do better because I've been so sick for the past year. It just seems like I want to show my appreciation more than just a simple, you know, like thanks, but I hope I'm not missing everybody. And also brings me to my comments and private messaging and stuff. I'm so far behind from being out of the loop for like the past 10 days or more that I can't go back and catch up on them all. I don't have it in me. So like if you were asking me a specific question, please comment me again or, you know, private message me, one of the two, so I can do that because there's just too much and it's too overwhelming for me to go back. But starting today, whatever messages I get, I'm going to try to start answering again. You know, like I get them one day and I answer them the next. So I'm just like within the 24 hours. And if I don't do that, it's just too hard to stay on top of things. So if I haven't answered a comment and you need an answer, please message me again so I can, you know, answer it directly. And I'm sorry that I have to do that, but I don't have it in me to go back and try to catch up on everything. But again, thank you everybody for all your love and your well wishes. My stomach's hurting pretty bad. My rheumatologist is trying to get me put back on oxygen because I was doing so much better with it. The deal is my SATs are staying, well, they go down sometimes in the 70s and in the 80s, which is not good, but it doesn't stay there all the time. And so like when you're at the doctor's office, it's like 95, you know, and insurance companies have to have proof that it's like lower. But do you have do you have that problem? What kind of condition causes that where your SATs are good, but you still can't breathe? And, you know, shortness of breath, like I can't catch a good breath. And then, you know, that doesn't help with the anxiety. But today I find out if the insurance is going to go ahead and cover me for oxygen, in which I don't think I'll have to wear it all the time, but I think it'll help me get over the hump and help with my endurance. Like I'll be able to walk further because I can walk only as far as I have been able to since January, and then my lungs stop me from there. So I need help. So everybody, again, thank you, and wish me well quickly, because I don't want this to come back and all the medicine and not being able to eat, and it's just, you know, it's just so hard on the stomach. And with the stomach being infected as is, and then all the heat, so love you guys. I'm sorry it's been so long, but I'll see you in the next video.